All wrapped up here at the Thornbury Surfacing Stadium, where Chippenham's unbeaten home run has come to an end tonight, courtesy of Slough Town, a 1-0 defeat. Gary, talk us through your thoughts, mate.
Yeah, little bit disappointed, a little bit flat, and I think we were flat in truth probably throughout. So yeah, a little bit disappointed. Not going to get too low about it though, and I've just said in there that maybe I'll take take some of it on the chin, because I've made 4 changes from the game on Saturday. And maybe that was one too many change. But again, I think the positives of that is that I think, it doesn't really weaken us. We've brought in, some like-for-like replacements. Like I said, I don't think we played particularly well this evening, so that's a disappointment. But yeah, we weren't going to go and win every game until the end of the season. So look, we won't get too low tonight. I know it's a cliche, but we won't get too low, and we'll move on to Saturday and try and win that game on Saturday.
There's a game, a few chances, Gary. We had certainly more than a few of them as well. Not a great deal, but certainly we're in the game for the best part of it. In the end, it was a deep cross from Lynch, I believe, that was glanced in by Jackman around sort of 75 minutes. And at that point, it sort of felt, after a concerted period of pressure from Slough, that the writing was inevitably on the wall that they were going to get that goal towards the end.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure whether it was inevitable they were going to get a goal. I think it was meandering to a 0-0. I thought, we were just trying to make a change, and the ball's gone out, and we said to the linesman, next time it goes out, they're taking a quick free kick, which has then affected the position that we were looking to actually shore up, really, and the ball's come out wide, and we haven't been able to get out to it quick enough, and had we been able to make that change, that will do, and we probably would have been able to affect that, and the game goes, and finishes 0-0. So like I say, look, they've been more clinical with probably the one sort of chance, not necessarily the one chance that they've had, but with the ball into the box, and we've probably not been as ruthless at the other end. So yeah, like I said, disappointed really that we haven't played as well as we like, but yeah, we will move on to Saturday.
I think you alluded to the fact that 4 changes from the side on Saturday. I think the common consensus when you sort of look around the place today with those changes, with a squad that you've got at the moment, certainly didn't really weaken the starting 11. When we looked at it, it looked like a fairly positive 11. It's got to be great for you now to lean on that, get minutes in for the likes of Mayhew, for Simpson that are coming in. We've brought in young Harvey to come out on the right hand side. Hanksy's made a return and come through 90 minutes. Certainly with those lads coming back in with the squad that's going to need to rotate, I suppose the big positive is that fresh and ready to go on Saturday for a lot of those lads, and a plethora of talent to pick from. Yeah,
like I said, again, I'll repeat myself. I'll take it on the chin that maybe I made too many changes, but it certainly didn't weaken us at all. And it is about trying to sort of manage minutes into people, and then maybe that ultimately has probably undone us in the end, because we had probably maybe too many people on the pitch that we were trying to nurse through till the end of the 90 minutes. We had a couple that were then struggling, so you're looking at where you can affect the pitch, and we think we would have affected it at the right time. We just weren't able to get it on, to get it done when we did. And I think that after that it did shore things up, but obviously too late. And again, that's one of the things I'll take on the chin.
Very bright spark in a few sort of in a few limited for the game today. Gary, Will Tizard, he was absolutely colossal today. I think he won all of his aerial duels against a tricky Slough side that want to put it about. Dan Roberts, a very experienced striker, and we really got to see that experience that Tiz is bringing to the side from his time with Southampton today, with his ability to stride out with the ball. I thought, and a lot of people thought, Will was fantastic tonight.
Yeah, look, he gives us that option, when he's able to dribble and pin when he drives out. So, that then allows you, as I said, to break a couple of lines and push forward. If I'm honest, I felt defensively it was a little bit off it first half. We've asked him to be a tiny bit more aggressive in the second half. So, he's one of those that we're looking at maybe, do we need to, make a change there and shore it up? But again, as we said to him, in there, second half he was much better and a lot more at it. And like you say, he was able to drive and stride out with the ball as we were coming down the hill.
We return to the FA Cup on Saturday, Gary. Metropolitan Police away, a side that we're not going to know a great deal about. As a manager in that situation, how do you find yourself preparing for sides that are kind of an unknown entity?
Yeah, so look, they're a good side. They got into the playoffs last year. We were unlucky within those, probably similar to ourselves, but obviously, as you know, in the league below. And they've started well again this year, so they're in the playoffs this year. We've got 3 lots of footage on them, or 3 games of footage, so we'll watch that through. The analysts have been clipping that up, so that's actually come through. So we'll watch that, and we'll present that to the lads on Thursday and try and devise some sort of plan and stop them as well. So, that's what we do for every game. So whether or not, like I said, it's someone in our league or not, we try and do that due diligence, as you mention it, obviously properly and correct.
Good stuff. Well, Gary, unfortunately, it's commiserations for this evening. The unbeaten run, so to speak, comes to an end here tonight. But obviously a big game on Saturday, and all of us are going to be very much alongside you on Saturday, wishing you all the very best. Good luck for Saturday, Gary, and unfortunately, bad luck tonight.
Cheers.
Well done, mate.